Feeling good today. No, it's not because I'm not in New York where the wind chill temperatures are currently in the negatives. -11 is the coldest I saw. No, I'm not happy because Matt and Was, sports guys from the north side, will be back soon. I'm not even happy that the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl because I don't care about that. What I do care about and what I am ecstatic about is the fact that the two sore losers, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, are done. Brady slides, kicks Ed Reed. Oh, he also played like crap in another big playoff game. And Bill Belichick, the genius, the guy who's defensive genius, yet it has taken him 8 years and counting to not only win a Super Bowl, but to build a good defense. 8 years and counting. Ha ha! And Tom Brady chokes in another playoff game, and the world rejoices as the evil empire is dead once again. And another year has passed since the New England Patriots have won a Super Bowl. It has now been 8 long years for the dynasty. That seems like ages ago. And you know what? In football terms, it was ages ago, because when the New England Patriots last won a Super Bowl, I wasn't even in high school yet. I was still in middle school, and I come to you today as a senior in college. So if I never see Tom Brady and Bill Belichick win another Super Bowl, I wouldn't complain. And you know what? With the way things are going, that could very well be the case. I mean, let's look at it. Another game in which Brady did not show up, just outplayed 2 years in a row in the AFC Championship game by his counterpart, Joe Flacco. I mean, what do you want? This is just another year, another disappointment. They're the number 2 seed. They supposedly get a break with the Broncos losing. They didn't have to travel to Denver. The game was in their backyard, and they crumble. Once again, they crumble, not even scoring 1 point in the second half. Against the Ravens defense, and let's face it, is not what it used to be. Everyone knows that. Numbers aren't everything in the NFL, but look at the numbers. The Ravens defense is not what it once was. Now, if you want to harp on the, Ray Lewis and destiny and the heavens are opening for the Ravens, you do that. But I'm looking at the Patriots as just choking. There's a reason they were a 2-score favorite in Vegas going into this game. They're the better team. They were the better team all season. They have the better quarterback. They have the better coach. And to put up only 13 points, who are you going to blame it on? Don't tell me Gronk, because Gronk played the first time the Ravens and Pats met, and they still lost. And let's face it, 90% of the time when Gronk doesn't play, the Patriots don't miss a beat. Go look at the points they average with and without Gronk. Now, is Gronk a great player? Absolutely. But does Gronk put up the numbers he puts up without Tom Brady as his quarterback? You'd be an idiot to say he does. That's not disrespecting Gronk. That's just stating the facts. Nowadays, receivers need great quarterbacks to put up, godly numbers, and that's what Gronk does. But you know what? There's no excuses for the Pats. Once again, to come up so small in the biggest game. Let's just go back. I mean, 2005, lose at Denver, who was then quarterbacked by the infamous Jake Plummer. Then they lose that game in the division round. They blow it. The next year, they blow a 21-3 lead in the AFC Championship, and they lose to the Colts. 2007, we all know what happens. Undefeated, lose to the Giants. That vaunted Patriots offense only put up 14 points, whereas a couple weeks earlier, they put up 38 on the Giants. Brady misses 2008 with injury. 2009, he comes back. They get blown out at home in the wild card round. Brady throws 3 interceptions. The next year, they lose to a Jets team that they had recently beat 45-3 a few weeks earlier. So that's 2009, 2010. They go one and done. 2011, they beat up on the Broncos. I love Tim Tebow, but come on. They beat up on the Broncos. Congratulations. The next week, they get a miracle that they beat the Ravens. We all know Lee Evans should have caught that touchdown, and Billy Cundiff misses a chip shot field goal. But justice was served the next week when they go into the Super Bowl and once again lose to the New York Giants. And then this year, they beat the Texans. Nice win. But what did I say last week? It doesn't matter. For the Patriots, that doesn't matter. Oh, you win a divisional game. It's all about that elusive Super Bowl that they've been chasing for almost a decade now. And they lose again. Like I said, not scoring a point in the second half. Tom Brady pulling another playoff choke job. And here's a stat that surprised me the most. Tom Brady has now played in 7 AFC Championship games, okay? In those 7 games, 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Brady's legacy has taken a big hit. If you don't think it does, you're dead wrong. Impressive. 3 Super Bowls, that is impressive. But you know what? Those teams, their defenses were better than their offenses. People forget, those are the days of Willie McGinnis, Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy, Teddy Bruschi, Richard Seymour. You can go up and down the line. Those teams were stacked with talent. And the Patriots still haven't replaced those guys. Now, while Tom Brady has gotten better and the defenses have gotten worse, when it's come to the biggest moments, Golden Boy Tom Brady has not stepped up. He has not stepped up one bit. And his legacy deserves to take a hit. Now, he's still got time, still got a couple years. But this gap's getting pretty big. Pretty big gap here for Tom Brady. So let's see what's going to happen. Because you know what? It's going to be the same garbage. We're going to go into next season. Patriots are once again going to be the favorite. And you know what history says? They're going to crumble. And not only do they crumble, but they embarrass themselves after the game. Listen to what Shannon Sharpe said about Bill Belichick in the postgame.
JB, there's something to be said about being gracious in defeat. We've seen the New England Patriots 5 times in the last 12 years be victorious. And we've seen the opposing coaches that lost come out and talk to our Steve Tasker. Now, Coach Kyle did it when they lost to him. We saw this last week. Bill Belichick makes it real easy for you to root against the Patriots. You can't be a poor sport all the time. You're not going to win all the time. And he does this every time he loses. It is unacceptable.
Yeah, Belichick can't even do a post-game interview. Stop being such a sore loser. Oh, my gosh. Enough is enough. And it's not only that. Maybe I'm nitpicking. Look at the post-game when Harbaugh and Belichick meet at the 50-yard line. Who seems elusive and snubbish and don't talk to me? It's Belichick. The guy is he's a great coach, but he's such a sore loser. And Patriots fans wonder why everybody hates their team. They got a quarterback who has a dirty slide and tries to take out Ed Reed's knee. They got a coach who won't do a post-game press conference. It's just so fun to watch this team lose, isn't it? It's like justice being served. The Empire is dead, and the Ravens are on to the Super Bowl. Now, speaking of the Ravens, Joe Flacco. Is he elite? What's the definition of elite? Is he a top 5 quarterback? No. Is he now a top 10 quarterback? Yes. Has he played phenomenal this postseason? Absolutely. 8 touchdowns, no turnovers. Guy's been unbelievable. And he is really starting to silence his critics. It is exactly like Eli Manning a couple years ago. If Flacco wins the Super Bowl, he shuts up all the haters. And I was one of those. I will admit, I've been in the past a Flacco hater. I used to love to criticize Flacco, but he is shutting me up, and he's shutting up everybody like me. And he has one more game to put a ring around his finger and end Ray Lewis with the fairy tale. The fairy tale that we have not only heard about ad nauseum, the fairy tale we're going to keep hearing about till that game ends. We're going to get thousands and thousands of camera shots of Ray. We're going to get interviews with Ray. We're going to get Ray Lewis. I mean, yeah, it's great, but it gets old. It won't get nearly as old as this Harbaugh Bowl stuff. I'm already sick of that. I mean, yeah, is it cool? Absolutely. It's so unique. And speaking of Harbaughs, I mean, Jim Harbaugh, look what he's done with his team, turning Colin Kaepernick into a guy who looks completely unstoppable. Thankfully, the Niners were able to come back. They started out awful, going down 17-0, but they proved the rest of the game that they are the better team. And the Super Bowl matchup, while not the sexiest of matchups, I think people are pleased with it. Take out the Ray Lewis, take out the Harbaugh stuff. It's 2 smash-mouth teams. It's a young, exciting player in Colin Kaepernick who's taken the NFL by storm, mostly thanks to his coach who has this pistol offense. You know, coaches seem to be, obsessed with, is this gonna last? What's gonna happen? Is everyone gonna start doing this? You look at RG3 and Cam Newton and Russell Wilson, and I mean, even a little bit last year, not nearly to the successful extent, but Tim Tebow had a little bit of this similar thing, and now Colin Kaepernick has just completely revolutionized the quarterback position. So while the Super Bowl matchup is good and looking forward to it, what I took most away from Sunday is the Patriots and how they have once again disappointed their fans and come up short. And it happens a lot more than it doesn't now. More often than not, this team goes 12-4, 13-3, only to crumble in the biggest moments. And you know what? I love it. I'm Matt Heiniger. Hawkstream Radio, Matt and Waz Sports Guys from the North Side. We'll be back to talk Super Bowl next week.